Well, hello, my name is Cynthia Rowland.
And I'm Jackie Silver.
And together we are
the Ageless Sisters. And they are. I'm seeing it here in person.
That's so sweet.
They're my beauty mentors.
And you're our love mentor. Speaking of which, you do the honors.
Well, we are so very privileged to have Dr. Diana Kirschner with us today. We're in New York City, filming today on a Saturday and having a wonderful time already.
That's true.
And we are here because Diana has a new book. She has been so well received with her Love in 90 Days book, and now she has a new book that says Sealing the Deal.
What could be better than that?
I know.
That's what everybody wants.
It is indeed.
In all aspects of life, right?
And you know, I have to tell you, when I was reading this book this morning, one thing that I picked up about Dr. Diana that you may not know is that this woman has an amazing capacity for love.
Oh.
And she has it in her heart and in her mind, and she wants you to have that as well. So, Jackie, with no further ado, let's bring Dr. Diana into this conversation.
Yay.
Well, thank you
So happy you're here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, okay, one burning question.
Yes.
How do you have so much knowledge about love? What is it?
Well, I'll tell you, I worked for over 25 years as a psychologist, but I also ran a postgraduate training institute. That means that I was training therapists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a caseload of over 100 cases actually in our clinic. So we used to videotape and watch, of course with permission, the work that the therapists were doing, and we really studied what it meant for someone to be able to create a lasting love relationship. So instead of just having the benefit of just my own caseload, it's almost like I had the benefit of thousands of cases. Well, I did have the benefit of thousands of cases. So that is so powerful, you know. And what was happening, of course, even back then it started happening, is that all these people were getting married. They were all getting into these wonderful love relationships. And that's when I started doing a lot of television work, because I was like, oh my goodness, I want people to know how to do this. I want people to know how, you know, exactly how to do this.
And so do you have to be Cupid, or let's hear how it works?
You don't even have to be Cupid or thin. You don't have to be thin, and you don't have to be young either.
Okay, great. Let's hear.
But, you know, what you have to do, like what I did with Sealing the Deal, which was basically because I really wanted to have a book for women who had followed my Love in 90 Days program, and they were with incredible guys. I mean, you cannot imagine the guys they meet. I mean,
you have a pretty
they
incredible guy. We met him yesterday.
I like my guy.
Oh, yeah,
My
great
husband.
guy. Yes, Dr. Sam.
You know, listen, if you're going to take advice from someone, you want to take advice from someone who's done it.
Exactly.
And she has an incredible guy. We met him.
Knock on something out. You know,
Yes,
we've been
knock on
happily
something.
married for a long time, and he really supports everything I do.
I saw
that's
that.
good.
I would not be able to do what I do without that kind of, you know, so just that kind of input and helpfulness across the board. It's just, you know, that's the kind, we study, and we didn't have that. What I write about in Love in 9 Days is a little bit of our personal struggle.
Right.
Because we first came together, we had a lot of fighting. We were very competitive because he had a PhD and I had a PhD. And so it was like,
The war of the PhDs.
And so part of the reason I studied love so much was from years ago, is that I wanted to make it with him. I wanted to you know, for it to last, because I loved him. But you know, you can get in a situation where you love someone but you don't necessarily like them. You know, and so you have to learn how to really make it all work out. So, and that's
we better get some points on how to do that, because we
yeah.
could chat all day and we want to
have some
So
meat.
what's in the Sealing the Deal, and I'm very proud of this, because I have 14 over-the-top rave reviews for this book from everyone from
16.
16
Yes.
from everyone from John Gray to Dr. Christiane Northrup to Rachel Greenwald to Dr. Judith Orloff, and I feel very thrilled to be supported that way. But in Sealing the Deal, what I did was I created a manual. It's really a program for how to create lasting love, whether you've been dating someone for 2 months and you're very interested, or you've been on and off for 10 years, or you're in a serious relationship and it's going south, Or maybe even if your partner is cheated.
Well, how about if you never even met them yet? That would be.
Well, that would be the book. But there's some stuff in here that can help you too, like dealing with your relationship killer ideas. But so
yes,
both
all
books
the
are
13 tips for how not to interact with a man.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to see that.
Well, you know what? That's a good point, because she said, "Oh, did you read the 13 tips?" I went, "No, I haven't read that yet." Could you give us like the first 2 or whatever?
Yes. You know, contrary to what a lot of popular books say, you know, how men love bitches, men marry bitches. Actually,
can we say that word?
We'll substitute W.
Actually, it is better if you're really interested in someone to avoid drama.
Yes.
Avoid drama. Because they may be interested in you sexually, they may be interested in you for a conquest, you know, when there's drama. But for a long term, no, you have to avoid drama.
I personally avoid drama at all costs with everyone, so I think we're one step ahead.
Yeah. And also, you have to understand that men have a self-imposed need to please a woman, so that if you talk a lot about your problems, which is something women like to do, right? Let's just share what we're doing. We're sharing, right? We're just sharing. Men experience this kind of sharing of what's wrong as something they have to fix.
All right.
And so it's like a terrible pressure for them. It's like, you know, we think that, you know, we're just going to talk about how we had this falling out with our boss and it's just going to be nothing. It's need to air how we're feeling, we're upset or whatever. He thinks, oh my God, I have to fix it immediately. So it's a lot of stress on a man. A lot of stress. The other thing is...
So what are we allowed to talk to them about? Everybody wants to know that. Yeah, it's all about you.
I have a whole chapter in here on how to talk so men will listen.
Good. Hey, that's worth the whole book right there.
Because you really
give
have to
us
do that.
one special tip about how to talk some men.
Okay. Number one is if you're going to bring up anything touchy, like I need a commitment, right? That's pretty touchy. That can be touchy. You want to start in a very warm and validating way. Okay, so you start and you say, Carl, you are amazing. I've been having the most incredible time with you. I can't imagine having as much fun with anybody else. Well,
he doesn't know something's coming after that, I'm sure. The guys I know would know something's coming.
Well, he knows something's coming, but what else is he doing? He's like, yes. Well, I must say, I am pretty good, right? So he's mellow, right? He's mellowing out. Then you deliver whatever you're going to deliver. Right. Because studies have shown that if you start in a really hard way, in a harsh way, men, they immediately get flooded with upset. They get upset with anxiety. They flood. They get adrenaline. They get tense. They actually will. That's why they do this stonewalling thing, where they shut you out. Right. They shut you out because men's motors, when they get activated and they're angry and they're upset and the adrenaline is going, they can't shut it down the way women can.
Right. They can't multitask.
They can't.
You mentioned that.
And they can't multitask too much. So, you know, they're, in a way, you know, they're much tenderer than us. You know, that's the weird thing, is that men are more tender than us. Do you see what I'm saying? They're more fragile than us, actually, in terms of the way their nervous systems work. Well, because we can get upset and calm and self-soothe. Men they can't. They're like, and they just go, and then they make the wall.
Another thing that I read in your book that I thought was so important, because everyone I know does this, and including me, is you said don't hold stuff in for a long time and then let it gush out, and that is something that I think is so universal for a lot of women.
It's so true, because, you know, it's so hard to speak your truth, especially for a woman. It's so hard to speak your truth, especially if you need something. Right? And so you're making all kinds of excuses. This is not the right time to talk to him. It's too much to ask. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say it right anyway, so I'm not going to bring it up. Meanwhile, you're like,
him mad.
You don't want to make him mad. You want to drive him away. You know. But meanwhile, what happens is you get to the point where you cannot stand it. So then it's like, ugh. Right?
And that just makes them flee.
Oh, my, you see the earring? And actually, my earrings, they both came off. My earrings had little hearts on them, and they both fled when we So you see, the love, see, we got a symbolic thing. Isn't that interesting? They just fell off.
So do you have any other questions
about Well, no, I just wanted to make some comments, like some of the things that you wrote here about keeping your relationship, make it fun. because people like to have fun. Nobody likes this high drama that you were just referring to. So fun in a relationship has got to be like, oh, so fun with that person.
Absolutely. You know, what happens is you meet and you fall in love, and you're having the best time. You're having fun. You're going on dates. You're fooling around. Then you settle in. Okay, you settle in. What happens is that you have a routine.
Right.
It gets like a boring routine. Even if you're dating, you have a boring routine. You come home from work, you go out to dinner to the same place, then maybe you make love once. And in the same place, and in the same way.
And that becomes very boring.
That becomes very, very boring. You want to continue having fresh, new, novel fun. Novel ways to have fun. Remember that when you started and you came together and you fell in love, you were having such a great time. You were laughing. You were going to comedy shows. You were doing strange things in the park.
Or fun things in the park.
Fun things in the park. Nothing X-rated. No. But anyway, you were having fun.
Right.
You know, so you want to go back to that, you know, falling in love place, because it's so powerful. You go back to that.
How for someone who says, I want to go back to that, but I don't know how, like what can let someone do?
It's very simple. Remember what you used to do together that you enjoy, that you let go. You know, some of the younger couples, they have played video games together. Get a video game and play it. Get a new video game and play it. You know, play Guitar Hero.
Be childlike again. I think, you know, play games and do fun things that are not so serious. And you know, another thing that I think is so important, because I know we're going to run out of time soon, that I thought was one of the gems in your book, there's so many of them, is where you said that the talk, people tend to want to have that talk too soon. Give us those dates, those time frames. It's a lot longer than what we expect.
Than what you would imagine. The average length of time from the beginning of courtship to actual marriage proposal is almost 3 years. Almost 3 years.
And that's a long time. You know, we always want to have...
We want it.
Yeah.
Now, we know him 6 months. What's wrong with him?
Right.
What's wrong with him? He's not proposing.
Right. Especially as the older you get, if you're really in a hurry to get married and have children, you could tend to want to rush that.
Right.
And you can't rush those things.
Well, sometimes you can.
Okay.
If you need to.
Do tell.
And that's why, you know, we have this chapter on you know, getting the commitment you want and so forth. And there are ways to do that. There are actual ways to do that that I can't get into right now in the book because it's pretty complicated.
Get the book.
But you can actually help him rise to his best self and rise to being able to commit to you. And there are ways to do that in the book that are so powerful I can't even tell you.
Wow. And this also goes with your mentoring program.
Oh, yes.
Is it like a continuation or a beginning if you've never been in the mentoring program?
Let's mention what that is.
Okay.
Well, and then the website, because we're going to run out of time.
One of the single most important things you can do to create a love relationship is to find a love mentor or coach. The research is very clear in work that you're more successful when you have a coach, right? A mentor.
Yep.
And it's the same with love. And so I very strongly advise people to get a mentor. That's a person who is in a happy love relationship, who really thinks the world of you, who can give you tremendous support and the coaching you need, the practical advice, the suggestions, little limit setting if you're being a diva, you're asking too much, and also a kick in the butt if you need to take some action.
And good to have someone to bounce things off of, you know, who's not your BFF who's going to tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly. So in the book I talk about exactly how to get a love mentor, and that can be someone in your network who is very wise and loving, or if you can't find someone in your network, I have a group of professional expert love mentors who are amazing. They're just amazing. They've all been trained by me in the Love in 90 Days principles and also the Sealing the Deal principles. So you can just contact me at lovein90days.com and let me know you'd like to have a love mentoring session, or just come and visit me at lovein90days.com. I also have a beautiful free dating tips and relationship advice newsletter that is just tremendous. It's weekly support. You get it all the time. But definitely come and visit me.
Yeah, wonderful. Oh my gosh, it was so wonderful to
have you. You guys are the best.
So much.
Look at these two. Look at these two, the ageless sisters. They really are ageless. And I'm here in person, and I can tell you that they are ageless.
Oh, that's so good.
They are.
Well, thank you,
gorgeous.
Thank you so much. And we just wish you the very best with your new book.
Oh, thank you.
Lovein90days.com.
And Sealing the Deal is the new book.
Yeah, you can get it anywhere, online or at fine bookstores.
Everywhere.
Yay.
Okay. Thanks, Diana.
Bye-bye.